The hands, they're fake. Wow. Just wow. So Nintendo just had their big Animal Crossing Direct, and that made everyone happy. Everybody really liked that. And they decided they didn't want all that happy. They they wanted to sour the discourse by also introducing the pricing for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. And here's the thing, like expansion pack, that sort of suggests a bonus, an expansion, if you will. We already pay for Nintendo Switch Online. It kind of feels like the main reason we're paying is for that online experience, and then kind of as a little bonus, we get NES and Super NES games. And now Nintendo is adding N64 and Sega Genesis games, so that's like, okay, it's an addition. It is a bonus. It's a little bit extra, but it's not a little bit extra. It's more than double. Yeah, more than double the price. Okay, so let's look at it here. So for an individual membership, it was $20. Now if you want the expansion pack, it goes to $50. And then a family plan goes from $35 to $80. $80 for these little additions here. And we were told that this also includes the Animal Crossing DLC that they just announced, and that was probably why they announced them at the same time, which is a thing. I guess I'll touch on that in a second here. So it's a lot more, and I think it is just like based, like, you know, forget even my feelings here, just like based on the reaction that I see, it's too much. It's too much. I mean, like, you'll always get a lot of people. Like, no matter what Nintendo does, you're always going to get plenty of people defending it or defending them or whatever. This is one of those things where, like, I see very few people defending this. And most of the people who are kind of defending it are still like, but I also hate it. Even though I kind of get it, I hate it. Like, this is like 99% of people are just kind of like aghast right now. Just their mouths are hanging up, just like, what? You're kidding, right? Like, Nintendo has just gone so far beyond our expectations for what the price would be, in some cases doubling or even tripling what we were anticipating. And like, here's the thing, like, base Nintendo Switch Online, it stinks. It's not good, but at the very least, it's cheap. That was always the main argument. It was never a good argument. I always argue that, like, the online should be good, even if it's free. Whatever the case, people want to play these games online. They need an option to be able to play online and have it work well. But, like, at the very, very least, we had, okay, $20 a year. That's almost nothing. It's the sort of thing that anybody can just casually do. You know, like, okay, well, not anybody, obviously, I'm just saying, like, most people, they grumble about it, but they do it. Especially if you go the family plan route, where it's like, you know, only $15 more, but if you share it with a bunch of people, it's like a few dollars a year per person. Okay, fine. At least it's almost no money. But this is just too much. They've crossed over that threshold of comfort, where now it's not something that anybody can just casually do, you know? Even if you could argue that all of this is kind of worth it, you know, okay, we're getting N64 and Genesis, and not just that, they seem to run really well. It even said, like, kind of in higher resolution. It looks like really, really nice emulation, and you can play the games online. Like, I get that. Like, that's a really great value. Absolutely. And then, for anybody who likes Animal Crossing, which is like a third of the Switch, like at least a third of the Switch's player base, they have Animal Crossing, at least. You get the DLC for free. Okay, like, there is value there for sure. And it's good to add value to a service. It's good to offer a lot of things that get people to want to do it. But the problem with that is it only works if you have not crossed over that threshold. It only works when you have a price point that people are already comfortable with paying. Otherwise, all of that extra stuff that they're adding, it doesn't feel like they're making the service more valuable. It feels like we're paying for things that we don't want. Like, I just want N64 games. I don't even really want to play them online. I really just want to be able to play them. I'm probably not going to play very many Genesis games, and there's so many other ways to just buy the Genesis games. I really don't care about that. I'm not into Animal Crossing right now. I don't care about the DLC. If I cared about it, I would just buy it. Like, I would just buy it one time. I don't want you to roll that into this service when that is a one-time purchase that you're giving to me as long as I keep playing, and then you take it away if I do. Like, that's ridiculous. And then another thing is, like, they're asking us to pay a bunch of money now for a service with some stuff in it, but they're still doing the drip feed thing. They're still telling us that other games will come, you know, down the line. Like, you don't really, you know, like, are other things gonna be added to this service? Are we gonna get other systems? Well, like, I don't know. So right now, if not all the N64 games that I want to play are there yet, you know, they don't have Paper Mario yet or whatever, if I pay now, I'm just paying for less. This is encouraging me to just wait. It's not at that sweet spot where you just do it. You just keep it forever. It's not like Xbox Game Pass, where it's a good enough price and it gives you enough stuff and they update the service enough that you just do it. And you just keep it on forever. Like, no, this is something that you've actually got me thinking about it. You've got me planning and being like, well, maybe I'll pay for it later after they've added this. And that's a failure in my book. That is not what you want to do with these kinds of services. And it almost seems like, did they hit that price because of all of the things that could potentially kind of shift the value, you know, because like the family plan, even now, even with it being too much more, if you still have like 7 other people on your family plan, it's still really reasonable. You know, absolutely. You're still only gonna pay like $10 a year or something. That's like, I don't know, it's like nothing. But not everybody has that option. But are they making it this price because they gave us the family plan and they don't want too many people to get too good of a deal, so they have to make up for it by raising the whole thing? But I don't know. And here's the thing, it's technically possible that they are, they're thinking about the long game here. You know, like, maybe right now it seems like a lot, but maybe they have plans for other stuff they want to add to the service later. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but what if this Animal Crossing DLC is not on there just because it's Animal Crossing or because they decided on a random bonus, but what if, like, future DLC for future games will also be available for free? What if it ends up being like a Game Pass subscription kind of thing, but for DLC? And what if we're in store for more systems down the line? What if we do end up getting Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, that kind of stuff? Like it's possible that the value will go up, but then, like, is that stuff gonna get added to the expansion pack? Or is all that stuff gonna be extra again? Will there be multiple expansion packs? How many tiers are we gonna do? If I have to pay this much for N64 games now, if Nintendo does eventually give us this wonderful full service with all of their different systems and just hundreds and hundreds of games and it's everything we could ever want, is it gonna be like hundreds of dollars a year? Is it gonna be like this massive, super expensive thing? Because that's like the worst possible outcome. Like that's the problem with this, is like a base Switch Online, it was cheap enough that it was like, okay, if instead of selling us these these NES and Super NES games, you make us pay for them per year, okay, I get that. It's cheap enough that maybe I'll just pay forever. Having access to these classic games is, it is now a service. Nintendo has gone to the service model. Okay, I get it. I'm not a big fan, but, you know, I get it. But now this idea that if you want anything beyond that, if you want any more systems, you gotta pay. You gotta pony up. That stinks. That really stinks. It really is like it's the worst possible outcome. It's all I can say. They go to the service model and they ask way too much for their stuff. And it is a thing that I don't like. It's a thing that I'm kind of upset about. And if I didn't have a family plan, I wouldn't do it. But I'll probably do it. I don't want to do it, but I'll probably do it. Oh, look at that. Why is he even talking? Why is he even here? Making a whole video. He's gonna pay for it anyway! Actually, technically, if the other people on my family plan don't want to do it, then I guess I won't. But I do have a channel, don't I? I kind of have to, because I'm like a Nintendo guy doing a Nintendo thing on YouTube. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Well, my friends, get on down to those comments and start complaining. Start complaining like you've never complained before. Let's all grump about this. Let's, backlash, backlash. Let's all backlash together. Join me, my friends. Let's go out into the world, out into the streets. Backlash, 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 backlash. 3, 6, 9. Too much for Nintendo Switch Online. 2, 4, 6, 8. Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass is too much money, and that's not great.